The top 1% of creators know something the rest don't. They've cracked a simple pattern that makes content go viral almost on command. Most creators fail because they're focusing on the wrong things. I see this every single day. It's not about better cameras, fancy editing, or even your follower count. It's about the 3 psychological triggers that grab attention in seconds. And so today I'm going to show you the exact system for stealing these triggers from any viral video. You'll never look at content the same way again. So let's talk about those 3 big mistakes that most creators make. The number 1 mistake that most creators make is boring first seconds. The average person decides whether to keep watching your video in just 2.7 seconds, not 10, not 5, it's less than 3 seconds. Yet most creators waste this critical window with slow intros, logos, or rambling setups. By the time that you get to your point, your audience is already gone. The top creators know that the first sentence needs to create an immediate curiosity gap, something that makes it impossible not to keep watching. Mistake number 2, it's focusing on features instead of the emotions. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody cares about your fancy camera work, your years of expertise, or even your unique perspective. Until you make them feel something, most creators list features and benefits, thinking that's enough. But viral content doesn't transfer information, it transfers emotion. The videos that spread like wildfire on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, they hit specific emotional triggers. Think about it like surprise, validation, hope, or fear. They make viewers think, I need to share this with someone specific in my life, my significant other, my friend, whoever it is. Mistake number 3 is inconsistent storytelling structure. This is the big one. The difference between an amateur and professional creators isn't talent, it's really the structure. Viral videos follow specific narrative patterns that are proven to maintain attention. Things like the negative underdogs, unexpected reversals, and mission accomplished sequences. Most creators reinvent the wheel with every video instead of using these battle-tested formulas. And so today, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify these patterns and then use them inside of your own content. One of the first things that we're going to cover, right? We just covered the mistakes. We just now have a good understanding of where things sit. And so we're going to show you how you could actually take any video that you found or your own video in order to determine, will it go viral? Will it spread to wider audiences? Does it have the right structure that you need in order for that piece of content to perform? And the one thing that I've always talked about is when you see content that's worked already, grab that strategy. The formula is already there. Once it's there, it's on repeat. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead. What I do is I went onto YouTube and I found a video that went pretty viral. And guess what? The video is about how to go viral. This one's got 108,000 likes alone on YouTube, which means views are probably in the almost 1 million. You see, almost 1 million views right here. So I'm going to go into Alphana. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to click create. And we're going to go ahead and add the YouTube video. And we're going to drop that link right inside of Alphana. Because what we want to do is we want to import this video so that we can analyze it to understand how the structure is performing. And I'm going to show you some new goodies that we have in Alphana that you could take advantage of so that you could determine the structure and how your content performs. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one import. This should take probably just a few more seconds. Meanwhile, if you guys got any questions in the chat, or if you've got videos that you want me to try to reverse engineer, you can go ahead and drop those links inside of the chat as well. Perfect. I just imported this video from YouTube so that we can take that into Alphana, and I'm going to go ahead and now select the template. I have a template that we'll be publishing called, where is it? Viral Video Toolkit. This is going to allow you to decode viral success from any video in minutes. So when I select this, I don't need to edit the transcript. I'm going to go ahead and just hit generate. What's cool about this is that there's 4 key things that we are going to be able to pull up and be able to analyze from this video. We're going to get a little bit more analytical, and we're going to leverage AI and Alphana to be able to extract the information that we need. And right now we are transcribing the video, and there's 4 things that you'll see that it's working on right now with our AI. Number 1 is we're going to generate a virality score so that you could determine, hey, what's the potential and the likelihood of this spreading around? We have a viral video analyzer. It's going to analyze everything about the video to break down that structure for you. We've got a viral hook decoder, right? What is the hook in the video and how are we going to decode that? And then we're going to try to copy the voice and the style to be able to extract that information. And here we go. This video reached a score of 85 out of 100. And just like we know inside of Alphana, everything generates in real time. It starts breaking down the strength, the content structure, the audience, and we're going to let this run so we can get a comprehensive look of what the score looks like, the analyzer, and everything all about it. Like, look at this. All of this happening in real time. We are understanding the video. We're basing it on the transcript. We're analyzing it, and we are generating and extracting all the core elements that you need to determine for a piece of content like this to be able to go viral. And here we go. We've got this almost done. Right now it's working on the voice and style copier. Beautiful. I'll take a quick pause while this is generating. I see, John, how many credits does it normally take to run this analysis? That's a great question. It's all going to depend on the length of the video and the amount of copy that's generating, right? So for example, one of these cards potentially might be maybe about 1.5 credits, right? This is a rough estimation. So if you think about maybe 1.5 credits per card, the transcript of the video is pretty short. So, you know, all in all, it shouldn't be too bad. My best guess is probably 10 to 15 credits, but we could probably do some work and see what that looks like in here. All right. So this is nearly almost done. Let's see, maybe this one's the one that's generating. I want to let that run so you could, okay, perfect. So I'm going to come back up here. So what do? We took this video. It's one person on screen. She's talking about how to go viral on social media. While she's on social media, you see her putting on makeup. They have little text on screen, different things, right? Now, we are not analyzing the visual right now. Right now, we are purely focused on the script and the hook. That's what we want to focus on right now. The visual elements could make an impact. So I want everyone to take that into mind as we are analyzing what we've got here. First things first is we break down the score, right? It's an 85 out of 100. If you're just looking for a quick number to understand, like, hey, is this in the right balance? Do I have something that could potentially take off? That's one of the first things you want to take a look at. And this breaks it down onto 4 key pieces within the structure of the video. The hook strength got a 22 out of 25. The content structure got a 21 out of 25. The audience resonance, which is the 20 out of 25. And the unique value inside of the video, which is a 22 out of 25. And so this scored overall an 85 out of 100. Now, potentially the score could have gone up because of what she's doing in the video, right? So the footage, the action, the quick takes inside of the video, again, we're not judging that. That would have probably brought this up closer to like a 95 because that video did go viral. It hit over almost 1 million views if you take a look at what that looked like. What's great about this is that this serves as one to show you high level the score and how good this piece of content potentially may spread when you post this up online. But at the second piece, which is so important, is that it teaches you what was good and about it, and it shows you, it evaluates it, the evidence, and the improvement suggestion. So if we talk about the hook strength, the opening lines are attention grabbing, using blunt honesty and a strong curiosity gap to pull the audience in. So the evidence was, this is how you go viral on social media, except I'm being brutally honest. She's pretty much saying that everybody's lying. She's telling you the truth, right? So that draws the person in. That's like the first 3 seconds of the video, which pulls them in. And again, I don't care how great the rest of your video is and how much value is in the rest of your video. If you don't nail the hook, your video is not going to perform as well as it can. And in here, it talks about a suggestion improvement, right? So add a specific example or visual cue in the first few seconds to further enhance the hook. Now, again, like I mentioned, this doesn't have that. So you want to take this with a grain of salt. So because it's not looking at the visual cue, but that's what you want to make sure you're doing inside of your video. This covers the content structure. It talks about the audience resonance. So if I just talk about the content structure, the narrative flows well. It's offering clear and actionable advice in a logical sequence. If we talk about the audience, the language is relatable and resonates with creators aiming to improve their content. She nailed it, right? The unique value, right? The advice is practical and stands out with its direct, no-nonsense delivery, right? So we got the value out of it. And at the bottom, it gives you the recommendations for improvement. This is high level. This is giving you now the virality score for each piece of content. Now, the next part I want to move into is the viral video analyzer. This is where we're going to break down the video in depth. This is like, hey, you are trying to learn either, I found this awesome viral video. It's great. It's related to my market, but I want to break it down. I want to understand what made that content work, right? And this is purely educational and also strategy so that you could plan out what your next piece of content is going to look like. And so in this case, the first thing it starts off with is the hook. It started with a bold statement. This is how you go viral on social media, except I'm being brutally honest, right? We just covered that. The main points, right? It covers the hook attention, the content focus, the authenticity, the energy that she drives inside of it, and the consistency. The second piece we look at is like, all right, well, let's take it from a different lens. Why are people sharing it? Right? You have to think about why people are sharing it. The reason why I say this is because, for example, you don't want a video that just people watch and then disappears. You want a video that somebody watches and sends that to their friend, because that amplifies and that multiplies the amount of people that are going to get access to your content. And I'll give you an example. Instagram, they prioritize direct messages that are going out to that you are sending to your friends and family. Okay. So if I watch a video on Instagram and you click that send button, or I click that send button and I send that to someone else, they track that as engagement with the video. And they want to know how many times that piece of content, not that it was just reposted or somebody liked it or somebody watched it. They want to know how many times that it prompted that person to direct message that to another person on Instagram. And the more DMs that it has, the better it is. And so this is why why people are sharing it is so important, because these different platforms take it and it affects the algorithm, right? In this case, it was relatable and useful, and it provided actionable tips while addressing those common frustrations, like whether it was boring, self-centered content. And the humor and the honesty, it made it engaging. So the advice appealed to creators looking to grow their audience. So these are different things that you want to take a look at to make sure that your content can spread and go out to wider audiences. The third piece is a simple template for similar content, right? So what we wanted to do was break it out like, all right, what was the template that was used for this piece of content? And the first step, it's 4 steps or 4 pieces. You started with a bold hook that promises the value and challenges conventional thinking. Number 2, deliver quick and actionable tips with examples or stories to make it relatable. Show personality by using humor, energy, or honesty. Guys, not everybody is funny. If humor is not your thing, you don't have to add humor to it, right? You could just be brutally honest, or it's your energy, or it's your character, okay? And that's totally fine. Aki, I hear you. I'm not funny either. I tell, good dad jokes, but the good part is what I think. I don't know what my daughter thinks, right? So you just have to be able to use your own personality on whatever it is and let that resonate inside of your content, right? And the fourth one is ending with motivation or a challenge to be able to encourage action. That action could be whatever it is that you think is important, right? And again, we could break that out. So after we analyze this and we're like, hey, well, this video is awesome. This would actually relate to my audience. Let me get 5 new hook ideas for new topics, right? And so I want to show you how this could work in practice. Here's one. Stop doing this one thing if you want to grow your audience. That's a hook. The second one, the secret to desired outcome no one tells you about, right? Why your specific effort isn't working and how to fix it. And just to make sure I'm clear, desired outcome, you want to fill in the blank. Specific effort will fill in the blank, right? This is what fill in the blank successful person or group does differently, right? This is what real estate lawyers do differently, right? If you were to try to relate that to something, this is what podcasters do differently. You could specify how this does, right? And the last one is like brutally honest advice about topic, right? Brutally honest advice about how to lose 10 pounds in 5 days, right? These are just examples of hooks related to different topics that you can use. The other thing we do as part of this are like quick writing tips, right? So if you're thinking like, well, if I'm going to draft a script or I'm going to record a video based on kind of how this one performed, how would that work? And here are some quick tips, right? Use short paragraphs and sentences to keep it snappy. Number 2, write in a casual conversational language. It's like you're talking to a friend. Make sure you're talking to the person on the other side, right? It's almost like sometimes when you're writing a script, like open up, let's say a iMessage chat, or open up an email like you're emailing somebody directly and write it there. And by doing that, you'll be able to tailor a little bit more like you're talking to that person, right? So that it can come off that way, right? The other one's like be direct and avoid filler phrases. Perfect, right? Keep it going. Add examples or visuals to illustrate your points. Keep the tone authentic and energetic. Okay. So what's great about this is that this analyzer breaks it all for you. You don't have to do the work. If you saw, it probably took me 2 minutes by the time that I copied the link, put that into Alphana. It imported the video, transcribed it, analyzed it with AI. We spent no more than like 2 to 3 minutes in doing that, right? And then here gives you ideas on tweaking it for different platforms like TikTok or YouTube. We give examples now for other topics, right? So if you're like, hey, I like this video, but I want to do my own version of it for a different, we kind of break that down. Fitness, cooking, personal finance, parenting, travel. let's pick out one like cooking, right? The easiest way to make dish taste amazing, right? A simple techniques or ingredients to improve flavor would be the main points that you want to cover. Or if it's personal finance, 3 mistakes that's keeping you broke. And in this case, you would do practical tips to save money or budget better, right? Or hey, let's do parenting. Maybe a lot of us go through this, right? The hook. Stop doing this if you want your kids to listen. I would watch that. And then here you talk about the relatable struggles and actionable advice for better communication, right? So these are all examples for what you could do to help improve that content, or if you're trying to steal a strategy and see content that's already performing well. And the last part on it was the secret sauce. The key is relatability, authenticity, and value. Speak directly to your audience's struggles or goals and offer practical advice they could use immediately. Keep it fun, energetic, and visually engaging to make it shareable across all platforms. So this is a very, very powerful tool. You've got the virality score, you've got the viral video analyzer, and we've got 2 more that I want to cover, but let me just take a break, make sure I check some questions inside of our chat. Have you thought about being able to add team members to our account? Let me add my virtual assistant across videos. It is something that's on our roadmap. We do want to be able to allow you to bring in other teammates, assistants, or anybody else on your team. So it's something that's in progress. I'll definitely let you guys know as soon as that's ready to roll out. But yeah, definitely team support is something that's on our list. The workaround for some of you who are new, what you could do today, although you can't add somebody to your account, when you click share, you could send this to anyone, and anybody with a link will have access to this project, which is cool. So if you analyze the video, or let's say your EA or your assistant analyzes the video, ask them to send you the share link. What's cool with the share link, if I paste that, is that it will automatically open up the video. It's hosted on a page. They don't even need an account to view the content, and they can view and read and see all of the content on it. And that's only if you share that with someone. But what's great is if you're sharing this with someone else, they could click duplicate. And when they click duplicate, and I'll do this into my own account. So imagine like somebody sent this to me, I can now save this project in my account to work on it. So again, even though you don't have official team support, you do have the share functionality that you could take advantage of, because now when I go to my projects, somebody can take that project and copy it into their own account. And by the way, there's no credits used when that person duplicates it and clones it into their account. So you could see here now I have 2 of the projects. So if I click on the copy version, I can make edits to this and it won't affect your copy, right? If it was a person who sent that. And so this is a great way to be able to share this with team members, share this with customers, or, everyone's got a different use case, but you could share these links with others and they could duplicate it and have it and be able to use it themselves as well. And it's a great way to collaborate until we roll out a more enhanced team functionality effort. I have to tell you, this share link is amazing. I send content to my guests as a thank you. That's awesome. We just covered in our viral video toolkit, the virality score, the viral video analyzer. Now let's go a little bit deeper into the hook, okay? We have a new card, AI card, called the Viral Hook Decoder. What it's going to do, it's going to analyze the video and steal the hook. It's going to tell you, if you don't know what the hook was inside of a video, you don't need to know, okay? I want you to know, and hopefully you learned after the session, but grab that link, a YouTube video, or upload your own, and it's going to decode and tell you what the hook is. And then it's going to break it down to tell you what makes it effective and give you fill-in-the-blank hook template so that you could use it for your own content. So the first step here is the exact hook from the viral video, right? We've already covered this. This is how you go viral on social media, except I'm being brutally honest. There's your hook. So let's dive into it a little bit more, breakdown of what made this hook effective. Again, apologies if it's a little bit repetitive, but it always brings it into a different pace of how you could see this, and it gives it to you in a different way. So the first one was direct and bold statement. It immediately promises a valuable insight, like how you go viral, while being refreshingly honest. I have to take a pause here, okay? Do not do clickbait. Do not put in your video and say, I'm going to reveal something that's so incredible, you're going to be mind blown if you just watch all the way to the end. Guys, that does not work, okay? What is the insight and the value that you are promising to the person that's going to watch your video? What are they going to get about it? Your hook should have that. It shouldn't be generic, okay? Like in this case, literally, they told you, I'm going to show you how to go viral on social media, except I'm going to be brutally honest. It's clear. So if I want to watch this video because I want to go viral, I'm going to keep watching the video. But guess what? If I don't care about creating content, I don't care about going viral, I'm going to drop off. And that's okay. Because what you don't want is somebody to start watching your video, and by the middle of the video, they realize that was not the video that they wanted, and they drop off. Because guess what? YouTube and other platforms like Instagram are going to take that as drop-offs. And you don't want that, because that's going to affect the algorithm, and it's going to affect how it's going to show your content to other people. Okay? So it's really important that the people that you drive to your videos are people who are most likely going to stay till the end and watch it, because it is something that's going to drive value to them. And again, value could be anything. It could be an insight. It could be educational. It could be humor. You know, if they're in that video to just have a good laugh or to be entertained, that's okay too, right? But again, the hook is very important. The second piece, emotional trigger. The phrase brutally honest sparks curiosity, making viewers wonder what unconventional truth will be revealed. We covered that already. That's a huge piece to it. Relatability addresses a common goal, going viral. That resonates with a broad audience. Beautiful, right? And the fourth point was urgency and intrigue. The conversational tone feels personal, and it compels the viewer to keep watching. Now, look, I know you didn't get a chance to watch the video and listen to it, but once you watch this video, you'd have a better understanding of what all these elements in it. So here we put together a fill in the blank template. We took that hook and we filled it in. This is how, and here's the fill in the blank. Achieve a specific goal, except I'm being, and then fill in the blank, emotionally charged descriptor. Okay, so if you fill in the blank of this template, this will allow you to be able to now use it for your own content, right? And guys, I can't tell you enough, when you find a hook that works and it went viral, use it, okay? All you need to do is replace a few keywords, but that hook will work, okay? That is the trick. You see all the content that's being posted on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. When you see it working, figure out what's working about it and use it for your business. How do we do that? So how does this look like for other topics? And so what's great about this card, the decoder, is that it doesn't just give you the example, it breaks it down into multiple topics so you can see what this exact hook looks like in different use cases. So I'm going to read a few. Number one, this is how you build a six-figure business, except I'm being brutally honest. Or number two, this is how you lose weight fast, except I'm being totally real with you. Boom. I could have said that better, but that's how it's written. This is how you master coding, except I'm not sugarcoating anything. Number four, this is how you ace your job interview, except I'm being 100% honest. Or this is how you save money every month, except I'm not holding back. This is how you write a bestseller, except I'm giving you the raw truth. This is how you crush your fitness goals, except I'm being completely upfront. This is how you simplify tech in your life, except I'm giving you the real deal. This is how you fix your sleep schedule, except I'm being unapologetically honest. Yeah, I screwed that one up. And number 10, this is how you build confidence, except I'm keeping it real. This is 10 different ways to use the same exact hook, but just changing minor keywords to adapt to what your industry and what you're talking about. In these sessions, I want to teach as much as possible. I want you to learn and see how we can decode what works with your content. I know the title of all this is about viral, but when we talk about viral, it's just how do we make your content better to resonate with more audiences? How do we get it to be shared to more people, right? If your average view count's like 2 to 3 views and I can get that to 50, like that had some virality in it. That's an improvement. Or 100, right? Imagine if you got up in a room and had to speak in front of 100 people. That's amazing, right? It's not always about getting 1 million views, but if you have 100 targeted people who are enjoying your content, or 50, it doesn't matter the number. We want to make sure it can resonate and it captures the audience and we aren't putting people to sleep. All right, last piece of the viral hook decoder, it gives you some quick tips to be able to adapt the hook, right? So for different platforms. So let's talk about like TikTok and Instagram. You want to keep it brief, visually engaging by adding text overlays or props related to the hook. Text overlays, I can't, just show you an example, and we have this in our new TikTok creator toolkit. But you see in this video, you see the text that's appearing right on top of the video as it's going through. These are text overlays, okay? Some of them are captions, but sometimes they put text that's not the caption. Okay, here you got the title, and it puts the hook. That's a text overlay. Embed that text overlay at the beginning of the content, okay? Why? Number one, 50% of people actually turn the audio off, okay? They're not watching the video with the audio on, okay? They'll turn it on if, as they're watching their video, they get intrigued, then they tap the unmute button and then they'll watch the video with audio. But this comes straight even from Instagram. Half of people aren't listening to it. which is why, number one, text overlays help, because it's like how to go viral, brutally honest edition. It's like, wow, okay. Like maybe I want to keep watching, and then maybe I unpause. Great. And then here it's got captions. Okay. So you have to hook people. This is why I used always blah, 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 blah. This helps people to read along as they're watching what this person is doing. And again, if half of them don't have their audio on, this is what's keeping them engaged. So down here, when I say, and we showed to you like, hey, keep it brief and visually engaging by adding text overlays or props related to the hook. That's what you want to have at the beginning of the video. That's the text overlays, right? And I'll show you an example of how we do that. But number two, YouTube videos, use the hook as your video intro, paired with an intriguing thumbnail and a title. Now, we could do a whole session on this, but on YouTube, the title and the thumbnail is massive to drive more people to click and engage with your video. So these are things that you want to pair along with what you're doing with your hook. Number three, if you're doing something for a blog or article, expand on the hook in the opening paragraph, which is what's setting the tone for the rest of the content. I can't tell you, if you're writing a blog or post or an article, hooks are just as relevant. It's just the hooks are written maybe a little bit differently, but if you can't draw them in that first intro paragraph, they're not going to read the rest of the article. They may just quickly skim, look at the headlines, and move on, right? So these are things and elements that you want to do. These are just some quick tips of how you can adapt the hook to different platforms. Do you think this strategy adjusts for LinkedIn? Absolutely. So they're actually very similar, but it could be a little bit different. You have a different audience that's on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn's making a very big push for short form video content, meaning if you've been creating content for Instagram or for YouTube, you should also be able to use that content for LinkedIn. And they're boosting these videos as well, right? It's a huge opportunity. For LinkedIn, the hooks are just almost the same thing. You want to make sure that you've got your hook. You want to make sure you've got text screen overlay. That's going to be just as relevant on LinkedIn. Really, it's think about who your audience is on LinkedIn. Is it different than who you're engaging with on Instagram? Is it different than who you're engaging with on YouTube? If they are different, then you want to adapt it to those formats. But the hooks and the text overlays that you put up front are just as important on most of these platforms. So one thing that I'll show you, text overlays, I'm just going to go ahead and in here before I show you the voice Copier. I think this would be interesting for you guys to see. If I click on here, I can search for overlay, or is it on screen? Here we go. So we have it for TikTok, but this works well also for Instagram and even YouTube. It's called TikTok on-screen text hooks. Okay. These are on-screen overlays. Okay. But they're also a hook into the video. If I add this card, what it's going to do is based on the video, it's going to give you a draft of what those on-screen text hooks could look like, right? For the on-screen overlay. And this is awesome for you to be able to help push your content through, and you don't really have to think through what content you have. And that's what's great about the AI card system inside of Alphana, is that you have an entire library of content pieces to use in order to be able to generate. See, my connection today has been a little slow, so let's see if we'll let that run for just a minute. This is a quick side note. When you want to have your on-screen text over it, they're short words. They're usually no more than like 3 to 5 words. So you've got something like, our attention spans are broken, right? Or what makes people stop scrolling? Or in this case, the real reason no one cares. Or posting daily equals viral guaranteed. Or the secret to viral success, right? They're written in a very specific way to be able to use as your on-screen text hook. So that's what the suggestion was in the viral hook decoder. So you guys get an example, and there's a card that can help generate this for you automatically. All right, I'll drag this down to the bottom. Boom. Now let's go back to the voice copier. All right. Now, why do we have a card called the voice and style copier. Why do we have this tool inside of here? Okay. Let's say you watched a piece of content and you're trying to understand the characteristics about it, the tone, the style, the pace, the formality, because you are trying to either replicate it or come up with something for your own content. That's one reason. So we can actually extract and give you a style guide for how the voice is inside of the video. Or number two, maybe you're curious. Maybe you have multiple videos that you've already recorded, but you're trying to understand what your style is and create a style guide for yourself. So you can actually now upload your own videos into Alphana to be able to extract the voice and the style automatically, right? And so let's take a look at this. Let's look at this comprehensive style guide. Number one, the voice characteristics, her tone, casual, honest, conversational, with a hint of humor, right? Or her style, it's direct and to the point, often playful, but with serious undertones. Or number three, the pace, it's fast-paced, energetic delivery. Or formality, informal, often using slang or casual expressions like batizzy, spit it out, right? And then their approach is relatable, engaging, and prioritizing authenticity. I guarantee this is going to look a little bit different for different people, right? The second one is like, all right, effective hook examples. And it tells you why it works. So it gives you one in here, which is this is how you go viral on social media. Example number 2, if our attention spans are messed up, you have to hook people within the first 5 seconds. Why does that work? It acknowledges and a relatable truth and immediately emphasizes urgency. So I don't know if you guys see this, but the hook is the first 3 seconds, but it doesn't mean you can't have hooks throughout your video, right? Because you only gain them the first 3 seconds. You want to gain the next 3 seconds, and then the next 3 seconds, and the next 3 seconds. It's like, of course you want the video to flow and to be narrative, but always think that every word and every sentence that you are saying or speaking out loud inside of a video, or what these popular viral videos are, each one is a hook leading into another hook that keeps the person wanting to watch the next couple seconds of the video. And so what's great is that this extracts those examples so that you can make this as part of your style guide. Now you could see exactly how you word things and how they word things and why it works, right? Number 3 is it'll pull out like unique phrases, transitions, or expressions, right, that are coming out of the video, right? If you ever think about writing a style guide of how you speak or how you write, having clear examples helps AI to be able to produce better outputs and also helps you to see what are unique to you. Like put your full batizzy in it, right? I probably would never say that. Spit it out. Okay. No one wants to be watching someone who doesn't even like they want to be recording. Okay. Your personality is the one thing that will set you apart. If you're posting every day, you're bound to go viral at least once. So it pulls out nice examples that are coming out of the video. It gives you the sentence structure patterns, right? Short and punchy sentences used for emphasis and to keep the audience engaged. Conversational fragments, so mimics natural speech for relatability, like I'm sorry to say, right? These are things that probably in formal writing you wouldn't write, but you want to make it more conversational. Or they'll have occasional longer sentences, right? Which is more used for like detailed advice or explanations. Like talking about topics that you're genuinely passionate about will definitely help. And then what's great is that we put together a do's and don'ts for this style guide, right? Do's, be authentic, relatable, use humor, etc. Don'ts, avoid overly formal or technical language. Don't ramble or waste time with unnecessary details. Avoid monotone delivery. Don't focus on self-centered content. Now, if you guys remember, I recorded a prompt engineering video maybe a couple weeks ago, and it's on YouTube. And we talk about like just as much as it's important to instruct your AI, Alphana, ChatGPT, or any other chat solution that you're using or AI solution, it's just as important to tell it what to do as well as what not to do. So do's and don'ts help to really bring clarity into how you want things to be done. And then what's great is it breaks down the sample paragraphs for you, right? Like time management, healthy eating, social media paragraph. It kind of shows you examples of what it would look like with different topics. So like eating healthy doesn't mean boring salads every day, right? Throw in some spices, experiment with flavors, and make it fun. No one sticks to a diet they hate, so find what works and roll with it. This is an example of what that would have looked like if she did a video about healthy eating, right? And then we break down recognizable vocabulary choices, right? The casual slang, relatable phrases. We talk about the emotional tone markers that are in the video. We give you a one-page brand voice guide, right? So after we kind of summarize it and you understand it, we'll give you what a one-pager looks like so you can copy that. And it gives you the elements of everything that you should include inside of it. And here's the beauty of it, okay? Right at the end, we give you an AI prompt so that you could write in that style, okay? So if you look at this AI prompt, it gives it to you in a short form. I could just copy this, put that into ChatGPT, or I could copy it and put it into my custom instructions. Because if you remember in Alphana, you want to update your custom instructions, which tells our AI how you want it to write across all of your projects. And you could post that in here and save it so that the next piece of content you write can now inherit and use this writing style. So these are so valuable tools to help you. Like, just think about it. Every time you watch a video, drop that into Alphana and use this just to analyze your videos. Every single time you record a video, every time you take a piece of content out, you want to put it in here. And again, the virality score, it doesn't matter if you don't hit 85 or 100 all the time, okay? But it is going to give you an insight into the improvements of what you can do to try to get that score higher. That's what's important. Okay. And before this session, what I did is I actually uploaded a few examples. I want to show you very high level, a couple videos. So I'm going to show you a couple videos that I uploaded before. There was this one from a fitness trainer. I uploaded it to see what it would look like. Look at the score. It scored a 62 out of 100. It pretty much didn't even have a hook. The hook was a 12 out of 25. Now it's hard to watch when you watch the video, like there was no hook inside of this video. Like it's very hard for someone who's going to want to watch this piece of content. Now, is it valuable? Very valuable content. But again, the hook would get a lot of improvement. And that's what's great about this analyzer is it'll help to dive in to be like, all right, this is how this could be improved. Perfect. The next one I pulled in, this one did go a little viral on YouTube. I forgot how many views, maybe 100,000 views or something like that. It scored an 85 out of 100. And it broke down the reasons why. And it also, look at the viral hook decoder, right? I mean, just imagine this in the first couple seconds. How do you buy a Rolls Royce for free? I mean, I would love to buy a Rolls Royce for free, right? Who wouldn't? That's going to keep the person going in. If I look at another example, I pulled in this video, right? It was better than the first video I showed you, right? But it scored a 75. So it had a good chance of broader reach. This one didn't go viral. It's just telling you that it had better elements into it, and it breaks down why, right? And if I go to the viral hook decoder, it's not really a hook. When you're structuring and planning your day, being really intentional about that. Like the flow of it isn't even that great as a hook. And that's okay, right? This is going to help you to improve on what it would look like for your next piece of content. And then finally, this video went viral, and this one scored an 85 as well. Now, guys, we're a little tough with the score, right? Don't expect that you're going to get 100. It's probably going to cap out around 85 or 90 a lot of times because it's really hard to get the perfect score. And plus, we're not analyzing the footage yet. We're really focusing on just what are you saying? What is the content about? Okay. And again, this one scored an 85 out of 100. And if I go to the viral hook decoder, here's the hook. I'll read it out loud so everybody can get an idea of it. You're not lazy. Maybe you just have an iron deficiency. And maybe you don't know about my 5 unpopular productivity hacks that actually work. So I'll do you a favor and share them with you. That's the hook. It's a little bit longer, but if you notice, it's literally revealing to you everything about it. So if I went back to why the hook worked, right? The opening line, you're not lazy, maybe you just have an iron deficiency. It grabs attention and creates curiosity, setting the stage well. And look, I even just mentioned this, right? Simplify the hook to focus on one idea for a sharper impact. So if that would be probably my only critique as well, right? We could simplify that hook a little bit more, but overall this worked and performed pretty well. I think this one hit a couple 100,000 views on YouTube. But what's great about this is that they got on-screen text, it moves around, it's always on pace, her voice, everything is inside of it. I think what's important with this, we just kind of went over our 4 new content cards that you can use inside of Alphana, the virality score, a viral video analyzer, the viral hook decoder, and a voice and style copier. What do I want you to do with this? Okay. Again, plug in your content into Alphana, analyze it. Every video you upload should do this. And it's not just to change that current video. It's more to just learn so that when you do your next piece of content, you have the insights for it. Okay. And then I want you to build a swipe file of like 5 to 10 successful hooks in your niche. So as you plug it in here, start extracting what those hooks are and save them so that you could reuse them later. Then I want you to test that content against the virality score before publishing. It gives you the insights. Okay. And what's great is that you could always plug in your favorite hooks inside of your global instruction. So once you find the ones that work, just like here in my example, I put a couple hooks and I tell my AI, hey, I want you to use these examples or create similar hooks for content when I mention to use a hook in my content. And I paste them. I have fill in the blank placeholders. And so sometimes my content will automatically use these hooks that I put in here. So once you build that library, put it in here and just keep improving your content one step at a time. Okay. I always say this every week, improve one thing. And I want to show you a live example before we go. If you guys haven't seen, go to our Alphana YouTube channel. Okay. Every week we're putting out a new piece of content. We edit this recording live, this live session. We'll trim it down a little bit. We'll publish it on YouTube. We don't go viral all the time, but we keep working at it, iterating 1 week at a time of improvements that we're going to make, whether it's the title, whether it's the thumbnail, whether it's the structure of how we plan our next video. And the one video, like you'll see in all of ours, we average, 250 views, 123 views, 162 views. That's okay. But one video hit 7,600 views, 7,600 views, guys. And that's all because of all of you that are watching. This one went viral in my case, okay? And that's great. It was very helpful for people, right? It got 7,600 views, which was way more than our overall average, okay? People found it very helpful and very useful, and so it went viral. But again, not all videos need to go viral, right? And need to spread. And viral doesn't always mean millions. And so don't give yourselves a hard time. Take this feedback into account. Take advantage of the tools that you have using stuff like AI, leveraging Alphana to be able to create this. And again, we're going to roll out that template. Already the cards are available. You can add that, but we're going to roll out this template that I have hopefully between today and tomorrow so that all of you will have access to it. And now you could start using this kit to generate all of that in less than a few minutes. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate all of you here. I would love to chat through and see how we can show people some of the use cases of how you do things inside of Alphana. And if anybody else wants to jump on as well, we'd love to have you on. We're building this for you. We're building this to help you build your audience. And I want to help you guys make your content go more viral or to produce better content much faster than ever before. I'm Sebastian Mora. I am the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. So if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.